Well, it has been quite a while since I recorded on this account. Zuck came out on RS3. A lot of fun new content there, so I've just been AFK mining when I watch shows and stuff. And we've got ourselves up to 83 mining, which kind of was not a planned stopping point, but it kind of worked out well with my timing. And over this 2 weeks, we banked ourselves a ton of ore. We have 3,400 gold and 4,200 mithril, which should be enough for me to do 1-to-1 ratio of gold to mithril at Blast Furnace to get up to 68 smithing, where we can then use those mithril bars to make some mithril plate bodies, which will replenish our cash stack. We also picked up basically all of the rewards from Motherlode Mine. We have full prospectors. We already had the coal and gem bag before, and we also bought the larger sack, so we can get up to, I believe it's like 160 before the sack gets overfilled. So yeah, we basically spent everything we can nuggets wise, and the only other thing we can buy are these consumable gem packs and then soft clay packs. So I'm gonna stack up my nuggets, and then we'll be able to hopefully get a couple extra dragon stones from our gem packs. The benefit of not playing this account for 2 weeks is I can go ahead right away and just go ahead and get my tiers of Gothics, and that's going to get us up to level 50, which is actually base 50 in every single stat. Yeah, construction are 50, and like everything else is almost 70. Looks like we have probably one, maybe 2 more weeks before we have to start training our construction so that tiers continues to go into runecrafting. The method is really simple. What we do is we do one inventory of gold. We get the XP drop, then we put on our ice gloves, pick up the gold bars, we go to bank, and then we do one inventory of mithril with the coal already in here. That way, we can put 26 bars of mithril, and we do that in a 1-to-1 ratio. The big thing to remember is to always have your goldsmith gauntlets on whenever you drop the gold in. Otherwise, you will run into issues where you won't get as much XP per bar. And the other thing to pay attention to is that because the callback technically already has one in here, the option is empty, so it empties the one, and then it clicks again to fill it up to 27 again, because we're only putting 26 in here, so you just have to double-click the coal bag every inventory. And then when your energy gets low, just pull out a super energy. Staminas would be nice for this, but we don't have the level. And with this last inventory, we should get ourselves up to 68 smithing. It took me probably an hour and a half to get this. Kind of funny, like, took me 2 weeks to bank the ore, but it only took me an hour and a half to use the ore. I put 150k in the coffer, so we used just under 120k, and we can now make mithril plate bodies. And if we look at our mithril bar tab, we're up to, what is that? We have 3,800 mithril bars, so that's about 750, 760 mithril plate bodies. So let's go hammer those up at Varrock. And with 50 XP per bar, we should definitely get up to 70 smithing to be able to do Addy after this. And there is 70 smithing. That was kind of our goal because it's a lot of quest requirements. At least the high level quest requires 70 smithing. But we still have 1,200 mithril bars to go through here. So we're probably going to get close to level 71. You get 60k experience from those 1,200 bars. So yeah, we'll be like 15k XP off of level 71. And the final 2 mithril plate bodies are made. We have 4 bars left over, I take it. How many mithril plate bodies did we make? Our Alex are done. We got up to 2.8 million cash. Not bad. That's going to tide us over for questing, as we're going to get on the grind for Monkey Madness 2. I do have everything except for the Gnome Stronghold route unlocked, but to actually kill the final boss, I want a 10 range weapon. So yeah,
to get that, I am going to be doing the Roving Elves quest to get a nice little bow. So we're going to take the crystal bow here, as that's the reason why we're doing the quest. Yeah, so we got 10,000 strength experience and access to crystal equipment. And we might as well start mornings and part 1 while we're here, just to save us a little bit of time. I'm not going to actually do the quest. And it's officially time to start Monkey Madness 2. So this is our setup for part number 2, where we go kill Kruk. So hopefully this is good enough. I'm going to try the flinching method, which is why I have Graceful on, though that may seem to be a mistake later on. I realized pretty much instantly that I didn't have any anti-poison. So yeah, let's try that again. Wait, does Quest Helper just give me the correct path? Regardless of things? If it does, that's absolutely insane. Yeah, it definitely does tell you which way to go. This now takes the cake for the most busted version of Quest Helper here. So I just fell for the first time, so I guess it's not 100%, but it did auto-adjust itself, because originally the path was going that way, and now it's going this way. So it still helps, but it's not as 100% broken as I thought it was based off the first 2 sections. Yeah, make sure you open up this passage over here, because otherwise you have to do the entire dungeon again if you happen to die to Kruk, which I'm going to try to avoid here. So I'm going to pre-pot up, put on ranged prey, and hope for the best. There is a way to flinch him, and we are going to try to do that. So we run all the way across here, get him to follow us. Against the wall. Now we come out over here, up until this point, get him to attack us MD. And if we come over here, he should be flinchable. He can't hit us, but we'll be able to hit him over time. So I'm going to do a DDS. What we do is just attack, then click back. And eventually we will kill him. But you don't attack again until their HP bar disappears. And if you're not quick enough, you will get hit. Here we go. We've killed Kruk. We can take his remains. We have Kruk's paw. And the whole point of this is to get his paw so we can make a Kruk Gree. Well, this took for freaking ever, but it looks like we're finally done this whole maze. I just don't think a RuneScape is a good place for stealth mechanics. Doesn't work well with the tick system, the grid system, the fact that we travel the same speed. I'm just going to shortcut getting caught. And now we can leave the platform.
In order to progress through the quest, we need to kill 2 demonic gorillas, and it's not too bad, especially with Neve's help, but if you happen to get both of them on you, it can be very dangerous because they hit up to 30 very accurately. If you're not praying, you can't really pray against 2 of them at the same time. So what I did is I ran to the east where the second gorilla would be trapped and killed them 1 at a time. They're a very learned skill that you really only get from doing them consistently, so ignore my terrible killing of them right now.
And now that the gorillas are dead, Gloof here is going to transform into some weird demonic thing. Unfortunately, no, we lost Neve. Hopefully we can get this Ellie. So it's the start of the Gloof fight. For the first phase, we don't need to worry about it because he doesn't do anything. So first phase is over. Very easy. Now the second phase is going to be very similar, except for he can also attack. And we need to now put on long range. So I'm going to lure him. We'll put on protect from range. Yeah, we have now gotten to the point where he can't actually hit us. So for this one, what we do is we stick ourselves on long range. We have our quick prayer set to protect magic and eagle eye. So I'm going to activate the quick prayers here. I'm going to click on him, wait for the XP drop, and then I control click back. That runs, so that way I can get 2 hits in. And then we rinse, repeat that. And there we go. We killed the Gloaf. So, Monkey Madness 2 is complete. Oh, this feels so good. Oh, I'm very happy to have this done. There's a lot of unlocks along here. Most notably is the Demonic Gorillas, where we can get Zenite Jewelry, which is essentially the Hydrix Jewelry of old school. So, very good upgrades there. And some nice experience. And we also got the Royal Seed Pod, which is a nice one-click teleport. We can just click it and end up right here. And there's a bank just up the ladder, and we're right by a tree as well, a spirit tree. So I don't need to teleport to the GE whenever I want spirit tree access. And the first of hopefully many Slayer levels this episode. We're up to 73 Slayer. I don't know if that has a Slayer monster unlock at 73. No. The next one is 75 with Gargoyles, which is going to be huge because that's when we start getting a lot of raw GP from Slayer. There is our first Konar task of the episode, 120 Greater Demons in a Brimhaven dungeon. Got ourselves a hard casket from those Greater Demons, and we were luckily able to complete it. And Nature Runes are nice, but that's about it. I don't think these pest control teleports are that good, just because we have the ability to teleport there with the minigame teleport. That is 89 strength, another level knocked out. Did we get a combat level there? I think we went up to 101 there. I honestly don't know what we had before. But one more to go till we get our first 90 combat skill. So this is going to be a lot of experience. We have a 248 Bloodveil task, and I'm actually going to go do it in the Catacombs of Karend. That will require me using prayer points and prayer potions, but that will help us get another Ancient Shard potentially, as it's a 1 in 220 drop rate from a mutated Bloodveil. There we go. We got another Ancient Shard. So we have 2, so we just need 1 more, please. This task is always super nice. It's 250 kills. We're getting, what, 170 per? So this is like 40k Slayer experience, I think, if my math is correct. And like 150k strength experience. So yeah, I'll take that task again. And we did pick up that 1 Ancient Shard. So 1 more, and then we can start doing demonics. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. We're on step 6 of this hard clue, and we need a Rune Heraldic Helm, which we do not own. So the clue's goal gets dropped. So we just picked up a blue dragon task here, and I noticed something. We are level 68 Herblore, and level 69 is for anti-fires, and we definitely have level 69 Herblore banked. So I'm going to go ahead, go through my potions, and try to figure out a way to get ourselves up to 69 Herblore and get this 33k XP. And just looking right away, Irits are more than enough to get up to 69. Just between that, 500 super attacks, that'll be 50k experience right there. So there's another Tears of Guthix. Unfortunately, we didn't get a level, but we did hit a kind of important milestone. Our runecrafting level is now above our construction level by about like 800 experience. So some point this week, maybe after we do a little bit more Slayer, I'm gonna go ahead and train our construction up so we can make sure it's still going into runecrafting. So I'm just going through the stages of putting my Herblore together, and I realized, wait, are blue dragons even in the Catacombs of Karend? And then it clicked. It's only brutal blue dragons in there. And I really don't think this account is ready to be able to kill brutal blue dragons. So I'm going to end up doing this Herblore. I'm going to get my level up, but I'm probably going to skip that task because 138 brutal blue dragons. It's going to take me forever. And we got the herb level, 69. Herblore, we can now make anti-fire breath potions that we don't need because I'm going to skip this task. I'm just going to keep going. I think I have enough bank to get to 70 Herblore, which would knock out the quest cape requirement. Between Herblore, construction, and runecrafting, those are the only 3 skills we have left that are not at the quest point level, because everything else is above 70. It'd be cool to get base 70s as well, so I'm pretty sure I have about like 75k XP more banks, so we'll definitely get it up above 70. And 70 herb lore, we can now clean our dwarf weed, make strong gold power potions, which I assume based on the picture are restore potions in raids, and then all the divine potions, which is really nice. And it's also the quest requirement for Song of the Elves. If we scroll through here, let's see which ones we don't have. We just need 70 construction and doing a couple prerequisite quests. We basically scrounged the bottom of the barrel of the things I had in our bank. We have 12 more Lantidine potions. If I really needed to, I could have gone and gotten 200 more Mire Fungus to make another 200 super energies. But I decided against it. We'll do that later on. Probably the next Herblore grind we're going to go for is 73. So we can boost up to make stamina potions. Looking at our supply tab, we stocked up pretty well. We're up over 1,000 super attacks, 350 super strengths, and 130 super defenses. On top of that, we also have a nice 81 prayer potions. Okay, I have no idea where the giant den is. So supposedly it's in Shazian. So we can go down there. It is this dungeon, I think. Yep. And then we can kill the fire giants up here. Oh, that's interesting. There is a shortcut here by the skeletons. Okay, and that's nice. It acts as if it's in the catacombs, so we can get ancient shards. The bone crusher effect will work for restoring prayer. All in all, pretty good. Got ourselves a nice little hard casket. Anything good? No, just some algal balls. We already have a magic short bow, so we don't need a second one. Classic old schooler. Been waiting all day for this strength level, and I missed it. It was like 100 XP away. I looked away, clicked right through it, and it's gone. But yeah, it's the first 90 combat skill. Pretty nice. Can start doing even more damage. Based on our like Slayer to melee XP, by the time we get 85, we could potentially be like 95, 96 strength. That's kind of the benefit of the fact that I did Barb before Temperos came out, is I gained a lot of strength experience there. And then I should be able to finish off the whip with 99 on controlled. 95, not 95 Slayer, 75 Slayer. This is a pretty big level because it unlocks us the ability to kill gargoyles, and they just shit out GP with a bunch of coin drops, alkaballs, and smithing bars. So hopefully we can pick up a gargoyle task soon. I'm on this mutated bloodveld task. Still don't have that third ancient shard yet. And it took us about 2 tasks to get gargoyles, so that was very quick. A couple things we need to do though is, first off, we need to buy the ability to smash them automatically, because screw hitting on them. And we actually also need to buy a rock hammer from this dude, but my inventory is full. Okay, well, that's a hard clue. We got a runeplate legs, we got a gilded square shield, and a master scroll book empty. So yeah, that is a rare item. I wonder how rare that is. That is 1 in 35,000? Oh, I guess that's per roll. So it's like 1 in 7,000. And there's like 7 or 8 pieces of gilded, so it's probably like 1 in 1,000 to get gilded. But that's pretty cool. Let's go do our Gargoyle Slayer task. This is what I was talking about with Gargoyle's task. We're just at the very end of our very first task, and we have 553k. I guess 554k cash. And our cash stack coming into this was like 4 mil total, so we like got a 1/8 of our cash stack in one Slayer task. So it's our 250th task, so it's time to get another task from Konar for a big point boost, and this one's really easy, just 166 greater demons down in this dungeon under here. So we'll be able to complete that pretty quickly. This has to be a personal record. We got a total of 6 seed packs here, and now we're back at the herb patch that it all started with. Just shows you how powerful seed contracts can be. So I need to plant the torstal and some more snape grass. I banked all the bad seeds, but you can see Like, we picked up, what is that, 15, 18, 20 herb seeds, a couple hardwood trees, Hespori seeds, 21 snapegrass seeds. Like, one trip to the farming guild can just net you so much resources. I really need to start doing herb runs again. Our seed stack's getting up there again, especially now that we can like clean lantidimes and dwarf weeds. Might as well start farming them. Well, I don't know how long I've been slaying greater demons once my task is over, but I don't know how long I've been slaying greater demons once my task ended, but we're done it. We got 630 points because it was our 250th task, which is very nice. So we've kind of hit our 2 intermediate goals I had set for myself. I wanted to get to 75 Slayer so that I was able to kill gargoyles whenever I was in a pinch for cash. That way I wouldn't have to deal with like alking things or figuring out a way to generate cash, and I can kind of freely spend everything I have now. And then on top of that, we also got our 250th Slayer task done, and we went to Konar, so we got 630 points, which basically means from that one task, we're able to buy a rune pouch. I technically could get this from Last Man Standing, but I'd rather do Turiel boosting than PKing. I am just dreadful at PKing, and you don't want to see that. Getting the 5 points for the imbued magic shortbow is going to be enough PKing for me. But what are we doing with our coin stack? If you might have noticed earlier, I said construction is below runecrafting now, and it's now our tier skills, and we don't want that. So we're going to be training construction. If we look at our teak log stack, we've gotten over 13,000 from the kingdom, and that's more than enough. I think that like banks us all the way up to 85. Now to actually turn these logs into planks, we're going to go over to the woodcutting guild, and you can see over here there is a sawmill. So it's just a quick trip from the bank and back, and we should be able to cut these up pretty quickly. It's only like just over 100 trips that I'm going to have to make. And about, I want to say 2 hours later, maybe 2.5 hours, because I AFK'd a lot of this. Didn't bother using energy potions, but we've made over 3,000 teak planks, which is more than enough for 70, which is weird to say because Mahogany Homes has just exploded the amount of XP you get per plank. But we do need to do a couple things first. So we're going to redirect the first portal here, and we need to go to Falador, as that's one of the locations. Now, this one we are going to direct to Artie, as that is the other location. And then the final portal we are going to direct to Varrock. Now, I also have my house set to Hesidius, so when I teleport outside, I'm going to end up in Hosidius. So that's going to work out perfectly for getting to Hesidius, Varrock, Artie, and Falador, which are the 4 locations for construction contracts. I could do the NPC contact method to talk to these contract givers remotely, but I feel as though the amount of time it would take for me to make the tabs is probably equal to the amount of time I would save, so I see no reason to do that. But we're going to start doing adept contracts, and we need to go south of Hosidius, so we teleport outside the house, and then we find the house icon on the minimap, and we're going to need 9 to 10 planks and 1 steel bar. We just start making some stuff. And then when you're done, you talk to the person, get a nice little reward of experience, and you get a tea that restores you up to 100% run energy. Now, if I had one of the other locations, like if I had, I think this house is one of them, then I would be right by the estate agent and I would just walk to them. But because it's not, I'm going to teleport back to my house and go to Falador and get another contract that way. That is 61 construction, and not much special with that level, but we also reached a total level of 1800. Feels pretty crazy. I came back to this account maybe a month ago. I'm not sure. Yeah, it was like around the time that Crosis came out. So around a month ago, and I was 1700 total and basically was about to start barrows, and now we're 1800 total. So we're up to 360 points, which means we have enough to purchase the plank sack, which is going to be added to our inventory. The plank sack can store up to 28 planks in it, I believe. Yeah, so it fills up with 28 teak planks, which means we are going to be able to be a little more efficient with our runs now, as we don't need to bank as much. And here is going to be 70 construction. Feels good. This was like, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours of active play. I wasn't really keeping track. When I was like doing things at the same time, I was getting 90k XP per hour. But when I was hard focusing and just doing contracts, I was getting up to 120k XP per hour. So it's not too bad. I am going to do a couple more just to get up to 500 points. And that way I can purchase the equipable saw at that point. A couple contracts later, we are done. We have our 500 points, and we can purchase Amy's saw from the reward shop. It's basically just an equipable saw. So it saves us an inventory space, as we no longer need to keep a saw in our inventory. Looks kind of nice too. But now, before we end this episode, let's go ahead and refurbish our house a little bit. So we're going to reorganize our house a little bit. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and put another portal room in here. So the first one we're going to put is the Karen Castle one. Just because it takes a lot of runes, 4 different ones. It's annoying to keep in my inventory. So I can just teleport to my house and go through that portal when I need to. And then the other upgrade we're going to do is in this repair space, we're going to make an armor stand. Now I can repair my Barrow's armors here, and with my 70 smithing, I save about like 50,000 each time. So over time, it'll pay for itself. I think that's going to be the end of this episode. We went ahead and got ourselves the quest point cape requirements, except for 5 runecrafting levels. We also got to 75 Slayer, so our cash stack should no longer be an issue, and we can freely spend as we need, picking up a nice little rune pouch, which is basically a teleport tab in one square by storing all 3 runes. And we upgraded our house. Next time, I think we're going to focus on questing. I have 44 quests to go for Questcape, and there's a lot of these that are like really easy, like Clock Tower, the Ascent of Arceus. That's another like really simple one that we can go ahead and just start knocking these out. But past that, have a good day, and I'll catch you in the next one.